Okay, we're on the section 37, which is the word problems. Basically, what we're doing is we're trying to write down a system of linear equations that are similar to what we did in the prior sections for word problems. So let's start with the word problems. I'm going to switch screens and we'll start doing them. Just give me 1 second here. And I'm going to the whiteboard now. And certainly my objective here is to read, understand what I've read, and then to summarize it as an algebra problem. So the first thing I notice is that if you simply just read through it, it says the sum of 3 times the first number. Well, I want to identify they did call this the first number and twice the second number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify those two things, which are numbers at this point. So I'm going to say X is a number, but what number it is, I'm going to say it's the first number. And I'm going to say Y is the second number. All right, what do we know? I'm going to read that first sentence again to you. It says over here, the sum, that means an addition problem, of 3 times the first number, that's 3x, and twice the second number is 43. Let me read the second sentence. And the second sentence says, if the second number is subtracted, well, that means the second number is being subtracted from something. So if the second number is subtracted from twice the first number, the result is -4. This should look very familiar now. What are we going to do? We're going to eliminate. And what I'm going to eliminate, I would say eliminate the y's because it looks pretty simple. How do I do that? Multiply the second equation by 2. Let's go through that. And what do you get there? Well, you get 3x plus 2y is equal to 43. Second equation, you get 4x minus 2y is equal to -8. Add the two equations together, you would get 7x. The y's disappear, and you would get 35. What are you going to do now? Divide both sides by 7, and you're going to get x equals 5. What does that mean? The first number is 5. How do you get the second number? Well, what I would do is I would just plug it in anywhere. So for example, if I plug it into the second equation, what would you get? Well, let's do it. And you're going to get, well, twice x would be 10, right? Minus y is equal to -4. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. Stop a little bit. And what do you get there? Well, you get -y equals -14. And then I would divide both sides by -1. And what do you get? You get y equals 14. And write that down for an answer. The second number is y, and that's 14. These are the two numbers. Now, granted, you should check it with the original wording of the problem. I think it's sufficient now that we've pretty experienced with this, with 5 and 14. All right, 5 and 14. Let's go to the next question, which would be number 2. All right, so look at number 2. And number 2 is right here. I'm going to pull it on the side for you. And let's just do number 2 now. All right, so this one says 1 Snickers bar and 2 Reese's peanut butter cups contain yada, yada, yada. 2 Snickers bars and 1 Reese's peanut butter cups contains yada, yada, yada. And here's the key characteristic I'm looking for is, what are they looking for? And they're looking for something. They want to know the caloric content of each of the candy bars. All right, I don't know. So I'm going to write this down. I'm going to say X is the number of calories in a Snickers bar. And I'm going to say Y is the number of calories in a peanut butter cup. Well, let's write down what they said. And you do that by reading the sentences. So the first sentence says, 1 Snicker bar. Well, how many calories are in 1 Snicker bar? It's 1 times X. And 2 of those peanut butter cups. Well, how many calories are in each peanut butter cup? Y calories. How many calories would we get? 737. Let's write the next sentence down. It says 2 Snicker bars. Well, how many calories are in 2 Snicker bars? It's twice X. And 1 Reese's peanut butter cup. That's going to be 1 times Y is equal to 778. All right, what I'm going to do, eliminate. And someone said, what are you going to eliminate here? Well, it doesn't much matter, but I'm going to go for X this time. How do I do that? Multiply the top by -2. Let's see what happens. And you're going to get minus 2X minus 4Y. Let's see, minus 1400. And then let's see, 1460, 1474. All right, bottom equation, 2X plus Y is equal to 778. I'll put a little line over there. Got to do some arithmetic now. And yeah, it's problematic, but the X's disappear, right? What he left off at minus 3Y equals, well, I know it's a negative number, and I'm going to talk about it now. And I have to do a little bit of side arithmetic for you. I'm going to erase it in a second, but let's see, 222. Let's see if I got that right. Yeah, 222. And then 474. That might seem strange here, but I'm just doing side arithmetic. You may do it differently. Let me erase my side arithmetic. Some students say I have to use a calculator to do that. Well, if you do, you do. I'm going to divide both sides by -3 now. And this is relatively simple. What do you get? 232. So what does that mean? Well, it means Y is 232 calories. And what's Y? It's the number of calories in a peanut butter cup. So how many calories in a peanut butter cup? 232 calories. All right. So this over here, there's 232 of them. So every Reese's peanut butter cup has 232 calories. Now, someone says, how would you figure out X? I would try to take this equation over here and just plug it in. And what do you get? 2X plus Y. Well, Y, I believe, is 232, right? Equals 778. I'm going to subtract 232 from both sides. And what do you get? You get 2X equals, let's see, 6, 4, 5. Then I'm going to divide by 2. Let's see, 250, 273. What does that tell me? This over here is 273. I want to look at my key and see if I got it right, by the way. It says 1 Reese's peanut butter cup contains 232 calories. I got that. And 1 Snicker bar contains 273 calories. All right, let's go to number 3. And number 3 is an investment problem. And it's a simple interest. And it says you invest, you have $6,000 to invest. Some is going at 6%, some is going at 9% account. At the end of the year, this is a simple interest rate. It says that the accounts earn the same interest. How much was invested at each rate? So I don't know. So I'll write this down. I'm going to say X is the amount of money invested at 6%. And I'm going to say Y is the amount of money invested at 9%. And what do I know? I know the amount of money invested at 6% and the money invested at 9% was $6,000. What else do I know? I know that the interest earned on both of those accounts at the end of the year is identical. This is a simple interest problem. And what's the interest going to be? Principal times rate. So what do you get over here? Well, from the first account, you got 0.06x is identical to 0.09y. All right. Now, someone says, how do you want to solve that? Well, I'm going to use substitution this time. And excuse me 1 second. Hello, Dave. How are you? Good. Yeah, sure. Come on by. I'll be here. Just let me know when you get here, okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Bye. Sorry about that. I had a call coming in, had to take it. And let me get back to the problem. So what do you do over here? I'm going to take this equation here and I'm going to solve it for x. How would I do that? I would divide both sides by 0.06. And again, you're allowed to use calculators. Now, let's go through the work over here. So what's x going to be equal to? Well, it's going to be 9/6 of a y. I'm going to reduce that, by the way, and that would reduce to 3/2. I'm going to take this and plug it in here. All right, let's write this down now. What do you get? Well, x is 3/2 of a y, right? Plus y is equal to 6,000. All right, let's keep going. Multiply both sides by 2. What do you get? 3y plus 2y equals 12,000. Again, I multiply both sides by 2. I'll write that down for you. Now what do you do? Well, I'm going to add them together. You get 5y is equal to 12,000. And now I'm going to divide by 5. Right? So let's see, 5 into 12,000. Let's see. I'll write that down for you, right? 12,000 divided by 5. Well, that goes in 2, right? That would be 10, 2, 0. That's 4. So 2,400. So I know what y is. It's 2,400. Now I'm going to say, really, I'd like to know what x is as well. And I'm no longer thinking about the problem. I'm just thinking about this thing over here. And if if y is 2,400, x would have to be 3,600. So let me go back to the original problem and talk about it. So what's x? It's the amount invested at 6%, and that's going to be $3,600. And what's the y? The y is with the amount of money invested at 9%, which is going to be $2,400. Again, my recommendation is look at the key to make sure you're agreeing with it. 2,400 at 9% and 3,600 at 6%. All right, so let's go to the next page, number 4. And number 4 is, part of the problem with this is just simply reading through it. It seems like a longer problem to me. And let me just put a box in this and I'll pull it on the side. Okay, in Lewis Carroll's Through a Looking Glass, the following dialogue takes place. Tweedledum says to Tweedledee, well, I'm going to label these guys here. And it might seem strange to you. I'm just going to call, something about Tweedledum. I don't know what they want to know about this guy yet, but I'm going to say something about this guy is going to be X. And something about this guy over here is going to be Y. And we'll talk about that later, but it says the sum of your weights. Well, I guess it's going to be their weights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down X is Tweedledum's weight. I'm going to call him dumb. And Y, and Tweedledee, I'm going to call D. Okay, so let's read it. Tweedledum says to Tweedledee, the sum of your weight. Well, the sum of your weight, well, that's going to be Y, right? The sum of your weight. This is Tweedledum speaking to Tweedledee, right? And twice mine, well, dumb speaking, so it's 2X, is going to be 361. All right, let's go to the next sentence. And next one says, this is D speaking to dumb. And he says the sum of your weight, well, that's going to be X now. And twice mine, 2Y, is 362. There's a problem now. And I'll tell you what the problem is. These are really not lining up. So I'm going to get them to line up. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. I like to put them in the same order. 2X plus Y equals 361. I'm no longer thinking about the problem, by the way, the word problem. It's going to be X plus 2Y equals 362. I'm going to eliminate the X here by multiplying the bottom equation by -2. Let's go through that. And what do you get? Well, top line is 2X plus y equals 361. The bottom line is minus 2x minus 4y equals, let's see, 600, 720, 724. Make sure I said that right. That'll be 300 times 2 is 600, 720, 724. I feel pretty good about that. Let's keep going. And I'm going to, kind of add them together. This method is called addition or elimination. The x's eliminate. We get minus 3y. And let's see what you get over there. I'm going to do some crazy arithmetic for you. But again, you do the way you like doing arithmetic. 361, that's 39, 239, and 24. Let's see, that would give me 9, 13. Let's see, 6, 263. All right. Let's see if I did that right. 39. I'm sorry, that's 339. I'm sorry. So 363. Sorry about that. I had to look at my arithmetic again. And that's a negative number. And now I'm going to divide both sides by minus 3. And what do you get there? Y 121. Again, you might say, so I don't even know what that means anymore because I can't remember. But I'm going to take it, I'm going to plug it in here. And I want to see what x is. Let me write this down for you. So x plus 2y, that would be 242 equals 362. I need to subtract 242 from both sides. And what do you get? X. Again, I got to get my ridiculous arithmetic again. So 58 and 62. And what do you get over there? 10, 120. All right, what do those things mean? And let's make sure we know what they mean. And it means dumb's weight and D's weight. All right. So what's X? X 120. So that's dumb's weight, 120. And these are pounds, by the way. And what's D's weight? 121. Let's see if we got it right. Tweedledee, I'm calling him D, is 121 pounds. And Tweedledum, 120 pounds. Not bad. All right, let's go to the next question, which can be number 5. And then you get a chance to try on your own. And that's where you're really going to see if you can do these problems or not. Or these type of problems, I should say. Let me get rid of this stuff here. Okay, so according to the United States Census Bureau, the most common female first names are Mary and Patricia. Combined, these two names account for 3.7% of all female first names. Whoa, this sounds like it's complicated. The difference between the percentage of women named Mary and the percentage of women named Patricia, 1.5%, look kind of common. What's the percentage of all female first name in the United States is Mary? So I can put this over here. I don't know the answer. So I'm going to say X equals, let's go back to black. X equals the percent of women in US, right? So the percent of women in the United States whose name is Mary. And I'm going to say Y is the percent of women in US named Patricia. All right, let's read it again. So it says the two most common female names in the United States are Mary and Patricia. Combine these two names account for 3.7%. Let's write that down. So X plus Y equals 3.7. Okay. The difference between the percentage of women named Mary and the percentage of women named Patricia. So again, this is odd, right? They're telling me the difference between, the people named Mary. Who's Mary? That's X, right? And Patricia is 1.5. What's nice about this? It's set up beautifully for addition. And what do you get? 2X. I'm adding them together. The y's disappear. Let's see what you get. You get 5.2. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And you would get x equals, what would x equal? That would be 2.56. 2.6, I mean. All right. What does that mean? X is 2.6%. So this is 2.6% for Mary, right? And, you know, I'm going to say, which equation would you probably use? I'd say probably this one over here. Let's plug it in. So 2.6 minus y equals 1.5. That doesn't look too bad. I think I can do that without doing too much work. And what do you over there? I can say 1.1. All right. What does this say? That this is 1.1. Let me circle these and then we'll look at their answer key. Make sure we got the same answer. 2.6% of the women are Mary and 1.1% of the women are Patricia. That's it. Okay, so what are you going to do? And this is the tough part. You might say, I'm glad that's over. It's not over. You want to pass this course. You want to be able to do this material. Go back to the notes and finish supplemental problems and finish the homework. Thank you.